in-studio guests. Military buildup, where are we at?
You know, it's kind of a sad situation, actually, Jess. You know, the members of Congress came here, and the people that those members of Congress believed were supposed to represent the interests of the people of Guam were essentially told, according to them, that, you know, that's not what the people want, that they don't want the military buildup. If you own a restaurant and I want to have a party there, and I say, hey, I want to come over and have a party and kind of eat your chow, and you say, well, you know, employees really don't want you here. Why am I going to come? So those opportunities have been missed. You can't get it back. It's already, you know, time, what is it, bridge under the water.
Yeah, that's right.
So that past opportunity cannot be regained. So what we need to do is focus on the future. Now, I believe that we're one of the most patriotic people you can find in the globe to our nation. And we've got anywhere about 70% of our people are connected one way or another to the military. We support our men and women who are fighting to keep us free, and we will always do that. And we need to make sure that we understand that those Marines and Coasties and Guardsmen, everybody working to keep us safe are supported, not only by the people, but the representatives who are supposed to represent them. So I think ultimately that we will get the, it looks like probably about 50% of what we originally were going to get.
So scale down.
It's scaled down. And if we continue to send the wrong message from the wrong people, we're going to continue to be injured. And those opportunities, as I said, once lost are hard to regain. So I really hope that, you know, in this coming election, we see, you know, people voice their opinions about those who are supposed to represent them, and that those people actually do represent their interests.
I mean, actually, the first time, I mean, when we served together, man, we were like pulling teeth to try to get people to run. Now you see all these folks. A lot of them I know, but a lot of them really are coming out or wanting to serve, and I think it's basically the feeling of the people. They're saying, well, wait a minute, look, I want to step up, because you know, you can't expect to get things done if you keep doing it the same old way.
That's right.
And so that's what I'm hearing, that why people are coming out. They want to step up to the plate. What are your thoughts on this upcoming election?
You know, I've said in the last campaign, and I've said it so many times, the Einstein's definition of insanity is doing the same thing you've always done and expecting a different result. You know, leaving the same people in charge of finances and expecting a better budget. Leading the same people and expecting new ideas. There's a point that you get to where, you know, yeah, you can always learn, but the reality is, if you've got a good idea, probably would be good to implement that as early as possible. I'm hoping that we do get some new blood. Obviously, I want a Republican majority. I think that the Republicans actually are more a party of the people now than they've ever been. And I think that's because, you know, Governor Calvo and a lot of the Republican leadership and legislature have been the one pushing for getting those tax refunds. If they had passed the $348 million bond that Governor Calvo had asked for in the beginning, everybody's tax refund would already be paid. And it was the Republicans who pushed for that. It was Governor Calvo and I who pushed for that. And all we got was a lot of angst and consternation. And so, you know, you can't say that, you know, you'd rather owe the people of Guam than owe the banks and that be okay. It's just not okay.
Right, that's right.
And we need to remember that words mean something. And when you say something like that, people don't forget. And I don't forget. And I think that, you know, we all have our mistakes in life, and we ought to own up to them, because I think you're defined better by how you deal with the problem than the problem itself sometimes.
That's right.
And we've dealt as best as we could with the legislature, Democratic leadership, and I'm really hopeful that the people realize that the Republican candidates are ready and up to the challenge, and we've got really good candidates out there, and give them an opportunity to serve them and take control of the legislature.
Now, after the election, November, of course, January, folks will be sworn in. Whether or not the Republicans take the majority, what can the people of Guam expect from the Calvo Tenorio administration this next 2 years?
You're going to continue to get more and better. We are still dealing with inefficiencies that have been embedded in law. We're still dealing with inefficiencies and costs that we can't afford. We are still dealing with mandates that we need to have changed with the legislature. You're going to have a better government at the end of the next 2 years than you've had probably for a very, very long time. And we're not doing it, and I said this to the governor in the first place, we need to be willing to truly make the changes, and to be bold and to be courageous, because why did we get here if we're just going to continue the same thing? And we started out with a new direction, and we're going to keep going that direction. And I'm really proud, as I said, the governor has done fantastic things, and I'm very honored to be his partner. I'm blessed to have a guy who's as faithful and as family oriented and who cares about the people of Guam as Eddie Calvo, because I doubt you will ever find a man who's more sincere about helping our people than him.
Well, Lieutenant Governor, thank you very much for your time. You have a busy schedule, and
Thanks, Jess.
and when you made the of course, committed to me, you were the acting governor at the time. And that was a very big hectic schedule. But anyway, thank you very much.
Anytime.
My colleague.
My honor. Thanks, Jess.
Join me tomorrow morning in the Buzz, Isla 63, your Chamorro radio station. We'll talk about what we talked about tonight and much more. That's tomorrow morning, Isla 63. Está.
Good night.